Hello there, Sagittarius. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your reading for March 1st through 15th, 2020. I hope you are doing great, and it's wonderful to see you back if you are returning or a subscriber already. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us and checking out what we do here. I do invite you all, as usual, to reach out there, hit that subscribe button, and join the Dragon family, and also give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button and let me know you enjoy the content of these videos. First, a few quick notes to get out before we start the reading, that this is a general reading. It will not resonate with every single Sagittarius out there. So if you feel that these resonate with you and the messages make sense, then they're definitely meant for you. If they don't resonate with you at this time, then kick them on out to another Sagittarius. They're meant for someone else. Also, do be sure to check your natal chart, see what your other planet placements and signs are that are in your chart for you personally, because then you can check the signs on those other readings and get even more messages and insights. This will mostly be corresponding with Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, and all Sagittarius cross watchers are welcome to join us as well today. If you're interested in a personal reading, making a donation to the channel, or any of the information about the card decks that I use, all of that info is down there in the description box. And let's get ahead and get started. I'm just going to give you a few notes about your astrology before we dig into your cards. So Sagittarius, right now we are traveling along with the sun in Pisces. We also have a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Pisces, and so this is, I would say, a more challenging time of the year for Sagittarius, because Pisces is a sign that squares you, which is a 90-degree angle, creates that square aspect, and so that creates more challenge, more friction, potential frustration, blockages, etc. The positive thing about squares is that they also cause a lot of fire. Because of that friction, it creates motivation. If things become uncomfortable, it really spurs us into action. It makes us get up and get something done. So it's not all bad with those square aspects. But I would say that right now Sagittarians may be extra sensitive. Many times Sagittarians are not seen as being a sensitive sign because they are Jupiter ruled. They tend to be more upbeat, more optimistic. But believe me, I've known plenty of Sagittarians, and I know that they can get those moods. I know that they're just as prone to bouts of melancholy as any of us. So, this could be a time of the year when you are a little bit more prone to it, because that Pisces energy is transiting your universal fourth house of Cancer. Cancer is also a very sensitive sign and house. So this is really digging deep into, your soul's origins, your childhood roots, your family background, what the dynamic in your home is. All of that kind of stuff comes up right now for you, Sagittarius. Also, we have 4 planets, 4, including your ruling sign of Jupiter, moving through the sign of Capricorn, and that's affecting your 2nd house. So this is dealing with all of your value structure, how you make money, how you spend it, how your financial life is, how your resources are lined up. So, for a lot of Sagittarians, I'm thinking this time of March, this is, some checking in with some pretty solid, tangible energy and working through some big stuff. So my thoughts, my energy is with you, because I know that for all of us, a lot of these transits are not the easiest. There's a lot of review going on. There's a lot of reworking and reorganization happening as well. So let's go ahead and get into your cards. I'm going to pull some major themes for you first, get into a little bit of that, see what it feels like for this first 2 weeks of March, and then I'm going to do a full Celtic cross spread with 2 different tarot decks. So let's get started. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising sign of Sagittarius as we do the reading for March 1st through 15th, 2020. Please bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good and protect their energy and mind throughout this session. Thank you so much. Ooh, Sagittarius, we're starting out on a strong note with you on your own energy coming through with the Temperance card. Temperance is the Sagittarius card of the major arcana, and so this to me says you are very strongly represented right now. Yes, a lot of you are very much going through some big stuff, whether it's big transformations, big transitions, big reorganizations, and really working to find your personal balance, because the Temperance card is always a card of balance. You know, it's like, you know, there she always has the cup, you know, with the water, balancing the emotion between those two cups. And always with one foot on the earth, one foot in the water. So it's like, you know, using those emotions, but also balancing, you know, in the stability of the earth. So Sagittarius, if you can get out into nature, that's always a good place. It's especially if it's somewhere near water, like if it's near a beach or near a lake, or a creek or something like that, where you can maybe walk through the woods and there's water running somewhere nearby. That's going to feel very balancing to your overall being. So let's pull a chakra crystal card and see which one of these comes up for you. Okay, now that's an interesting stone. I don't often pull that up. I'm not even quite sure exactly how to say the name of this. Chiastolite, I guess, is what I would call that. So passed on loved ones, that's intense there. And the root chakra being activated. So Sagittarius, this is a very unique stone. This is a very unique card. And then, like I said, this one, I do use this deck kind of regular, and it doesn't come up a lot. So to me, the fact that your fourth house is being so activated, and that does deal with your soul's origins and the family connections, this could be, you know, your past loved ones, your ancestors, even ones that you didn't know in, you know, physical life, coming through and offering support, offering wisdom and knowledge. You may even pick up on some of these messages in your dreams. And also it's that root chakra, so it's reminding you to get, you know, like I said, very grounded, very connected to the earth. What an awesome card and stone to come up for you. So let's pull a card from the Druid deck and see which spirit animal is strongest for you this first half of March. Ooh, I like him. There's that red, beautiful fox coming through. This is cunning. This is agility. This is using your wit and your mind and your intellect to, you know, achieve your outcome. So sometimes, Sagittarius, this could be a time when if things get, you know, heated or they're really difficult or challenging, you might just slip out that back door and just say, nope, I'm not going to get involved in this, to avoid a negative situation. But it's also saying that if you are going to engage in a situation, this is a time to use your wit, your wisdom, your mental agility, your skill at, you know, diplomacy, etc., or your humor. Sagittarians, you're well known for your humor, and so many times you can diffuse a tough situation just by having the right funny little quip or comment, and it's like you just throw that in there and it lightens everybody up. So that's a very good point as well with that fox. So let's move Mr. Dragon over here. We're going to jump into your tarot. I will be using the Rider-Waite for the main spread, and I will be using the Celestial Tarot to clarify those cards when needed. So let's go ahead and ask Spirit what we've got for our Sagittarians for this first part of March 2020. Yes. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense right now. So Sagittarius, the first card that comes up from this deck is going to be the moon. So this is at the center of your reading. The moon card is associated with Pisces. So yes, we are in the thick of Pisces. So that is very significant for you at this time. That wouldn't come up if it wasn't. To me, this is really saying that you need to be aware that, you know, during this time of Pisces, especially with Mercury being in retrograde, and especially with Neptune being in Pisces as well, which is affecting all of it. And Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and it makes things extra confusing, extra cloudy. You know, just take communications with a grain of salt, especially till March 9th when Mercury goes direct. Because right now, things aren't very clear. They can be even a little bit deceptive. Be very careful, especially of new people or new things that come up, like, we want you to do this, we want you to jump in on this project, or we've got this opportunity for you. It's like, whoa, okay, it might look good, but be very careful, because right now things are very cloudy and a little disorienting. Try to wait until after March 9th to make any decisions or start, you know, considering things at all. Whew, okay, that one flipped right out. Okay, so Nine of Swords, yeah, because for a lot of my Sagittarians, remember this is general, but for a lot of you out there, that Nine of Swords is coming up. And for many of you, yeah, I feel that very strongly, that, you know, mental frustration, anxiety, sadness, sleepless nights, you know, just running over and over in your mind, worrying and overthinking things is very, very possible right now. So, you know, again, that message is really, you know, to try to step out of those worried thoughts, out of that worried mind, because it's not a time of mental clarity. And, you know, when Mercury moves direct, it will be a better time for sure, but I would especially even say that once we get out of the whole Pisces season, which will be around, you know, March 21st, that's when spring starts, that when the sun goes into Aries, which is a fellow fire sign, and your energy will feel much better at that time. Six of Swords in your immediate past. So this tells me as well that you've been surmounting some challenges. You've been moving past some really troubled waters and difficult situations, both mentally and emotionally. Going into the immediate future, we do have that Page of Cups. So for some of you Sagittarians, you know, there's been some things that really require like an apology or some kind of, you know, compassion from someone else. Sometimes, of course, you could flip this reading and say it's maybe you that needs to apologize to someone else. If things have, you know, gotten rough, or maybe it's a mutual apology, but many times, because I'm reading this for you, I would see that this is somebody that really maybe either hurt you, overstepped their bounds, did something kind of underhanded, and, you know, it's like apologies are really, really deserved here in this immediate future position. And yes, Queen of Wands could have been a Leo that might have not been so nice to you. Could have been that Leo energy, or it just could represent that your heart was very much involved, and that's why it was very difficult. You know, but that Page of Cups generally means that there's some kind of emotional message coming in. Sometimes it means that whoever you were involved with was kind of emotionally immature or young, because it is that page. But to me, that Queen of Wands, it's a very strong card. So this could also be telling some of my Sagittarians to step into your fiery power. Don't put up with people that are consistently careless or reckless with your heart. If this is a first time thing, or it's kind of just a, you know, a total accident or mistake, then that's one thing. But if this is somebody that keeps messing with you again and again, it's like, no, no, you know, got to really reevaluate and rethink that connection. So then on the undercurrent, on the unconscious side, we have that Nine of Cups. So Sagittarius, you are really looking for that, you know, that fulfillment, that wish fulfillment, that spiritual and emotional well-being. That's what you really desire here in that subconscious position. And then, yes, look at that, 10 of Wands. It's like you really want an end to this burdensome cycle. That is really where you are. You are not willing to put up with that anymore. It's like that 10 of Wands says, you know, look, I've been through the ringer. I've been through the fire. I don't want to go through that anymore. I'm ready to just wrap all that up and I'm out of there. Spirit wants you to know, Sagittarius, that right now, on the top here, crowning your spread, is that Four of Swords. This is a divine message saying this is what we would really like for you. And so Four of Swords is saying take some time out, get some rest, Sagittarius. I personally find for myself that when Mercury is retrograde, I am more tired. I, suffer from more fatigue. I've been wanting to do more readings for my channel and, things like that. But along with, my other work and my other, personal readings that I do, it's like I just don't have the energy during the retrogrades. It's like I just need more sleep. And you may find that for yourself as well, because that Four of Swords is just really taking a break, getting some recovery time, some downtime, especially if things have been, like a challenge, because this is almost like, a warrior who's been fighting, and it's like he just needs some time to recover and to, get some rest before jumping back into the fray again. So let's get a clarifier for that Four of Swords. And yes, look, Six of Swords came up again. You had that Six of Swords in the immediate past position. Here it comes up again as your messages from Spirit. So definitely, I think a big part of what's happening with many of you out there is that you really have been working through removing yourself from a difficult situation emotionally and mentally. And so, you need some time. You need some time to just rest, recover, regroup, get more in touch with yourself and your spirit to help yourself feel better, because you've been fighting a hard battle, Sagittarius, for a lot of you. So let's pull some advice. Let's see what comes up along the side here. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so Sagittarius, here is your suggested approach. Look at that star card, which is very, very beautiful, has a very victorious, balanced feeling of new beginnings and new insights and greater personal balance. So this is a very Aquarius card. This could also be, personal liberation, a feeling of freedom, especially if you felt really like chained, burdened, tied down, stuck to something. To me, this is like free yourself, liberate yourself, feel the freedom of your spirit yet again. And look at that, Pluto coming up here with Judgment. So this is Scorpio energy. So, but to me, that Judgment card is the total rebirth. It's like a higher vibration of the Death card. So it's really that regeneration and coming back to fresh new life. So that's really, that's the way to handle all this, is really focus on your personal growth, development, and freedom, getting into what you need to know. This is just something that can take some patience, can take some time. With the Seven of Pentacles, there's definitely that waiting game where it's like you sow the seeds and you got to cultivate them and wait for them to grow. So don't be in too big of a rush. Don't jump ahead of your own evolution and your soul growth in order to, get to the finish quicker. Things may be hard on the process, but they are for a reason. So Sagittarius, just, don't give up. Keep being persistent. Keep being, cultivating your own growth and your own self one day at a time. Yeah, and look at that. We had the Judgment. Now we've got that Death card. Very strong Scorpio energy. You are working very, very strongly somewhere deep inside. For some of my Sagittarians out there are really transforming, really, really making some big transitions and complete rebirth cycles. Phoenix from the ashes. Wow. So here's the hopes and fears. This is you feeling stuck. This is you not wanting to be stuck, hoping that you can get out of those ties. Of course, we always know that in this card, it would actually be quite easy for her to get through those bonds. But because of that blindfold, she may not necessarily see that right away. But this is telling you, Sagittarius, if you feel stuck, you are able to get out of those bonds. And this is about, like I said, it's embracing your personal freedom. Look at that, 3 of Pentacles. So there's definitely something here. It's like how you get unstuck is by having a good plan, starting to cultivate something, maybe working with your community or working with a trusted friend, you know, to either start a new project, start a new business, start a new structure. Something is coming into being on a very physical manifestation. Now the outcome card, we got that 5 of Pentacles. So Sagittarius, this to me is like, you don't let yourself get stuck out in the cold. Don't let yourself be around people that are not as engaged and not as, you know, giving as you are. If there's no reciprocity in a relationship or a situation, and you're always feeling left out in the cold again and again, come in from the cold. Go around the side of that building and open that door, because it's warm and bright in that interior. And look at that. We've got that Temperance card coming back around. Started the reading with Temperance, ending the reading with Temperance. And so to me, yes, again, that is your own energy. This is personal balance involved. I think in spite of, you know, who you're with, what situation you're in, whether it's, you know, challenging, difficult, isn't emotionally fulfilling, this is really saying, you know, remember how awesome you are. Remember all your gifts, your talents, and what makes you uniquely yourself. You know, don't worry about people that are naysayers or putting you down for being who you are. My feeling is always be yourself, because the right people will appreciate that about you. So let's pull a last card of affirmation. Ooh, yes, Sagittarius. This is the perfect card for the summary of this reading. Absolutely. Discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo, of your spirit, of your power, of your energy, what makes you uniquely you. So this is all about you embracing yourself, not, kind of pulling yourself back in just so that people can, handle you better. It's like, this is like you. It's like colorful, bright, exuberant. Maybe for some people that's too much to handle, but that's who you are. And the more that you put that out there, you will, draw the right kind of people that love that about you to yourself. So, I love this reading for you, Sagittarius. I hope you have an amazing next couple of weeks, and I will be seeing you very soon. Take care.